being here, and I particularly want to thank some of our special guests who are both here but also responsible for bringing to fruition what we will be signing today. First, I want to thank the chairman of the Texas Department of Transportation, Bruce Bugg. Also want to thank Rachel Jacobson from the Army, Robert Moriarty from the Air Force, and Captain Greg Smith from the Navy, as well as thank legislators here today, who include Senator Cesar Blanco, Representative Ray Lopez, and Representative Lena Ortega. And I'll mention here momentarily their connection to what we're doing today. Let me start out by saying this. There's an old saying in Texas that everything is bigger in Texas. And today, we're going to add to that list. We are signing the biggest ever statewide intergovernmental support agreement between a state and the United States military in the history of our country. In Texas, we support our military, period. And today, we are delivering on that commitment. TxDOT, the Texas Department of Transportation, and the United States military will partner to ensure that road projects at Texas bases will be built faster and cheaper. Now, what we're about to sign is the product of a law that I signed last session. And that law was sponsored in the Senate by Senator Cesar Blanco and in the House by Representative Lena Ortega and Ray Lopez. And because of what they've done, Texas will be playing a bigger role than we've ever played to assist and aid development of roadways and other things like that in our bases here in Texas. My office has also been working on this project with the United States Army for about 5 years to bring this project to fruition, and we're proud that this project is coming to fruition today. And let me lastly add that Texas is proudly the home of 15 installations, military installations in Texas that are at the very heart of their communities. They're often the largest employer, and they help to drive the local economies. Texas bases and the Army Futures Command are key parts of both the military and our state. And we support our military here at home while they fight for us across the entire globe. So thanks again to the Texas Department of Transportation, the United States Army, United States Air Force, United States Navy, and to the Texas Legislature. Next, we'll have Rachel Jacobson.
Thank you so much, Governor Abbott. It is a pleasure to be here today, and I know I speak for all the services when I say thank you to everybody here who made this possible, for the hard work and dedication and the vision to make this possible. I know it was a long haul, but we really, truly appreciate it. I also want to thank you for your hospitality here today. It's been a pleasure. We toured the Capitol, which is magnificent, and enjoyed lunch with many of your staff, and it was really enjoyable. So thank you to your staff for the hospitality. This very significant statewide intergovernmental support agreement, also known as IGSA, because, you know, in the military we have to reduce it to an acronym, is very significant. This is a very powerful tool that Congress gave us, the authority to enter into these kinds of agreements that allows military departments to tap into the significant expertise of the agencies of the state and local governments, expertise that we don't necessarily have in-house, and that's very expensive for us to procure. So by partnering with state agencies such as Texas DDOT, it really helps us tremendously, and we very much appreciate it. It's also important that we have these kinds of partnerships with our states where we train, live, and recreate. You're our neighbors. We are part of your community, so it's important for us to have these kinds of partnerships. As the governor said, the bill that was signed on 28 May 2021 amended the Texas Transportation Code by granting the authority for Texas Department of Transportation to provide these essential road services. I also want to thank Mr. T. Graff and the Army Installation Management Command and the G9 partnership at Army who played a critical role in getting us here today. This 10-year agreement, which is a long time. We wish it would be longer, but we'll see what we can do about that in Congress. But for now, it is a 10-year agreement. And as the governor said, it will supply very critical road services to installations throughout Texas, including U.S. Army garrisons Fort Hood, Fort Bliss, and others. And we will see a direct impact in cost savings, and also it will reduce the burden on our already stretched staff so that we can rely on the expertise of Texas, and we'll have a 25% estimated cost savings. This is the kind of partnership that strengthens our already strong relationship, and we look forward to other innovative partnerships in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Sure.
you.
And next we have Captain Greg Smith with the Navy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Governor Abbott. It's a privilege to be here with you, Honorable Jacobson and Honorable Moriarty, and all the state congressmen and senators. Thank you for being here, distinguished state, local officials, friends of our Navy community. Good afternoon. I'm Captain Greg Smith, and I'm honored to represent the Department of the Navy and Rear Admiral Wes McCall, the commander of Navy Region Southeast, stationed in Jacksonville, Florida. We have 3 installations here, Naval Air Station Corpus Christi, Naval Air Station Kingsville, and Naval Air Station Joint Reserve Base Fort Worth. They're a privilege to call Texas home, and so thank you for this proclamation and support on their behalf. So Navy's proud to highlight our intended participation in this Regional Intergovernmental Support Agreement, the first statewide agreement, which allows that partnership with the state of Texas to save us up to $36 million over the next 10 years just in road maintenance alone. So as you pointed out, sir, this partnership is important for that culture of supporting the military around here and to create these efficiencies that I'm talking about. So as a lot of folks here can relate, the things that go behind the scene to run a state or a city or to support the infrastructure at a military installation a lot of times go unnoticed. And that's okay, because our mission is to provide that support for the war fighters to go out and the sailors and the ships and everything to go out and keep our country free. And so that's why finding more efficient ways to do that with this agreement is so important for our installations and for our country. So we know this doesn't happen, so thanks to everyone who continues to work behind the scenes to do this. And I look forward to the work that's coming in the future to actually start implementing some of these agreements. So we can't really overstate the value of this partnership, sir, so thank you very much.
Thank you. And now we have Robert Moriarty with the United States Air Force.
Thank you, Governor. It's a pleasure to be here today on behalf of the Secretary of the Air Force and the men and women of the Air Force and our guardian brothers and sisters that have joined the Air Force now. We appreciate everything you do for us. This is just another indication of strong support for our military from the state, and it just builds upon all the agreements we have. We have agreements like this with cities of, around Goodfellow Air Force Base and San Antonio, and this now gives us leverage in the state to take advantage of some of the great opportunities you have with TxDOT, sir, across to do maintenance on our roads. And so I look forward to continuing. I think this is just one and some other opportunities that we have. Like Honorable Jacobson said, we rely on our communities. Nearly 80% of our military members live off the installation in your communities and our communities that we share together. And so it's important for us to be a good recipient of those services and tell you what we need. And so we appreciate all you do to make sure that we have those educational opportunities for our kids when they come here, and spousal employment, and all the other things you've done to help enable the military. This, again, is just another in a long line of support we've gotten. The Air Force has a tremendous presence in Texas. All of our enlisted come through here to train before they go off. So many of our members start here in Texas and then throughout the different opportunities we have. And that includes the Guard and Reserve units that we have here. And so we're real proud of this, and we look forward to the continued partnership. And on behalf of the Air Force, thanks for all the effort by TxDOT and your staff to put this together. And then the 3 services, I think it shows a good partnership between our services, too, to come together and have one agreement that's more efficient. So thank you on behalf of the Secretary and the men and women of the United States Air Force.
Thank you. And in a way, thank you for bringing up another saying that we have here. You're talking about how so many of your members and military members start in Texas. And as we say here, what starts in Texas changes the world. So now let's sign this. And there we have it, the biggest statewide intergovernmental support agreement in the United States of America. Yep.
We're going to do one group photo, and then we'll just do the sign each one for each branch.
Okay. Should we remove? Should we be holding this up? Okay. That's your back. There you go. You always do.
Looking here. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Okay, there you go. Good to have y'all here. Got another seat to fill down there. Right here, sir. Okay.
Sir, in the center block. And 1, 2, 3.
Sure. Thank you all. Appreciate